Oh, there is actually a new development on something else I talked about, though. You may or may not have heard, but, well, I mean, you've definitely heard that student loans are going to be unpaused in September, so people are gonna, like, have to start paying their student loans back. But apparently 62% of people have decided that, like, fuck that, actually, we're gonna boycott these student loan payments, because when you have a debt shock like that, it like represents a disproportionate threat to people's livelihoods. So that's exciting on one front, but then also it's actually might be even bigger than I initially thought it would be, because now they're like big retail stores like Amazon, Walmart, fucking wherever, that are starting to warn like other business leaders and politicians that, like, hey, if you unpause these student loan payments, people are literally not going to be able to buy stuff from our store. Like, the people are going to be so broke from having to pay their student loan debt that they're not going to be able to buy shit, like buy groceries and furniture and stuff, which would absolutely kill any economic activity in the United States. Like, it would be a really bad economic crash. I don't know if it would be as bad as the start of the pandemic, but it would certainly be, it would be up there, I think. Because this has downstream effects, too. Like, this doesn't just, like, fuck people's economic leverage right now. It also fucks people's economic leverage in the future, because when you saddle people with debt, that tends to, like, permeate and last down the line to such an extent that, like, generational debt traps are a thing that exists. And it can, like, it can mean that, oh, their kids aren't going to have very much money, and then their grandkids aren't going to have very much money, and now, all of a sudden, you have messed up the economy for several generations. Such is the nature of putting poor people in a debt trap. It's kind of a shocker that people don't figure this out quicker. But that gives me some inclination to say that, like, student debt might just get canceled. Like, I don't know what the Biden administration would do, because these are federal student loans that would be unpaused in September. Like, what do you do as the president? You're gonna, like, fucking arrest tens of millions of people? Like, good fucking luck, right? Because that is, like, that is a possible penalty. It's kind of extreme, but it is possible for you to, like, not pay your debt for so long that a loan officer shows up and they're like, all right, pay up or I break your kneecaps or something. It's not literally break your kneecaps, but it's kind of bad. I wanted to kill him off the top. That's why I got picky at the end there. I fully acknowledge I could have, like, back-aired him, and then that would have been that, and I would have taken the game. But my objective here is to lose every game, if possible, while still, like, kind of trying, but, like, not... I don't know. Not going full try-hard. That's pretty good. I think that's actually the first time I've done the thing where you up throw and then charge the up smash a little bit. Oh. Rip. I'm alive. Let's go. Down near me, idiot. Oh. I love forward smash as Fox. Yeah, if I want to be, like... This could be a little bit of a stretch, like what I'm about to say about the student loan stuff. But if I want to be really optimistic, right? Obviously, I think that the boycotts of student loan debt is going to happen, right? And that would compel the Biden administration and the Department of Education, especially, to rethink how we deal with higher education and stuff, because we're one of the only countries, especially in the developed world, that does this weird thing where all of a sudden, like, you have to pay out the nose for college and stuff like that, right? Like, I think the only other country that does this is the UK, and there, in some ways, the UK is even more fucked than the United States is. So obviously, I think there will be a conversation around the cancellation of student debt, but then also, like, since the cancellation of student debt is just a one-time thing, I at least give the credit to some people in the Biden administration for sort of recognizing that, like, if we limit it to this one-time thing and don't do anything else, this has the potential to be a very real problem in the future. Like, eventually we're just going to wind up back where we started, where people have unsustainably large amounts of debt as a result of wanting to go to school. And I think that could lead to people saying, like, well, what if we just don't have tuition fees for public college and stuff? And I think that's probably the best possible outcome, is that this eventually politically spirals into a conversation about, like, tuition-free college and things like that, which I think is good, because this is a really specialized world. We need people with specialized skills. In order to do that, you need to go to college. You know? That'd be good. Because then, you know, that'd be one major problem solved. People would be able to get higher education without paying so much money that they, like, fucking flunk out of the rest of their life and shit, you know? Especially because, like, student loans, like, sold privately and whatever, the private student loans have such a fucking huge interest rate, right? Although, as much as I like my optimism, the more pessimistic analysis of things, I don't know which one is more realistic. The more pessimistic possibility is that, like, the Biden admin doesn't consider debt forgiveness at all, which would really suck. And then it, like, we just get fucked. Like, student borrowers just get fucked.